Hi, there I go. Hi, everyone. I'm live. Sorry I'm a little bit late. I did StreamYard yesterday on the same stream as before, and then I couldn't use it, so I had to reset it up real quick. So I did that. So I apologize for being a little late, but better late than never, as they say, and all that great stuff. So, hey, happy Thursday, our last one. And I'm downloading them to YouTube. So I'm gonna, and you can do Facebook Live, and obviously you can replay whenever you get around to it. And I added, well, the guide is already there. Then I added the slides from the first two. And I'll add the slides to tonight's on it, and then I'll add some. I added the freebie thing on different curriculum and stuff document in there with tons of great links and stuff for you too as well. So all that stuff, I just wanted to say all that. So look at the guides. There's a lot of great things there. There's going to be some more coming later today or tomorrow. Probably later today, hopefully. Anyways, I'm Mary, by the way, in case you didn't know. Hi. I run the group and all that. And we're going to get going. I'm going to add that. Let's see if I can, okay, there, I can make it large. Yay. I'm figuring out the StreamYard thing yet, so I can come on and share my slides and all that with you guys. So all that fun stuff. Slow but sure. So all about me. 4-year degree in early childhood, regular and special needs. I have homeschooling group I ran and did, childcare, all kinds of great stuff. I talk about more about me in the first one, so I'm just giving you a quick what's up and all that stuff. And thank you for coming and being here. And even if you watch the replay, do hashtag replay, especially if you're on Facebook. If you're just watching on YouTube, you can just comment below and, hey, do a thumbs up. There I go. And even do a thumbs up here, or a smiley face, happy face, all those things. And just enjoy the class and all that great stuff. And remember my approaches to life. Remember, everyone's perception and perspectives are different. So everyone's homeschool, as we know, is so different. Everyone's. So whether it's more traditional, arts, nature, all that great stuff, it's what your family and your children need. So that's all that counts. And children learn in all the different environments, all of them. So, and just live to be curious with them, because they're curious about everything. So the more curious you are, the more curious they are, the more they'll learn, the more you learn together. And that goes to my learning to live and living to learn. I love that one. And don't forget the live bonus. So even if you don't come on live, but you watch the live stream, so post below your ahas, any questions, things like that. Post below. Smiley faces. You enjoyed it. All those different things. You can't just do a happy smiley face, but you can do comments. That'd be great. Or you can get a discounted one for 3 months coaching calls with me if you want to do the whole semester and really get that going and everything. I talk about can help you with the behavior, with the multi-age thing going on if you have that, all those different things, your schedules, and tons of different stuff. So if you're not sure, let's start with a one free call. And if you like it enough, you can get the discounted 3 months. So more about that. And our membership coming for you. So raise your hand if you're ready to get going. Grab those pens and pencils, your guide, and let's get rocking and rolling, or just a notepad, and you can fill in the guide later, however you want to do it. All that fun stuff. And let's get ready for that homeschool. Let's take a minute though and breathe and rethink. And think about that vision we had. And if you missed the first day, redo it, but get that good feeling inside you, what you would love to see your homeschool be like and feel like for you and your family and your children. Oh, know what I forgot to do? I just thought of this right now. See? I'm thinking, all the things I do for my Facebook lives And I forgot to do the one, so I gotta go on here so I can see if anyone is coming on live and do my wave. Oh, oops. I gotta turn off my sound. I got my sound on high here because mom phone calls and doctor phone calls and all the phone calls. I usually don't have my sound on too often. So let's just make sure, because sometimes that sound doesn't like to work right. Sometimes it, oops, stays on. Ah, I don't want that. I want that. All right, let's try it one more time. I'm sorry. I didn't mean for this to take so long. Yep, see? Ha! Why does it keep doing that sound? All right, there, it's off. Okay, yay. Now I'm going to wave hello to everyone. So say hello when you come on and wave. I do the triple wave. And there's, oops, there you go. It's backwards. So I'll just take a peek at it once in a while. So let's take that breath. Remember your why. Remember your vision, our vision, your family's vision, and breathe it all in fresh again today. And when you start planning and working and looking at that, just remember that what's going to happen when you get this all done and how it's going to be easier for you, wonderful for your children, all those different things. It's going to be so wonderful. So use that vision, what you saw, what you were doing, what you were feeling, your vision word or phrase. Use it to keep you going. And if you are working on something that you really care about, which obviously you do, because homeschooling is not for the weak of heart, that's for sure. You don't have to be pushed. The vision pulls you. So let's get that vision to get you going and where you want to be with your homeschool today. Now, your daily schedule, you can start fresh every day. Sometimes you're going to have crappier days than others, fun days, especially the first ones. Oh, someone's hi and said hi. I don't know if I liked it. Maybe that was me that liked it. I don't know. Oh, I'm going to love it. I always love it. There you go. So, fresh start. There you go. Just a fresh start. And then take in every morning that feeling and that vision. Benefits of having a schedule. And it's for everyone, not just for the children. It's for you. Less stress. They have their expectations. You have the expectations of that day. You know what's coming. And start with that breakfast time. Having a great breakfast, whether it's oatmeal or cereal or bacon and eggs, whatever it is. Keto oatmeal, which I love and do, some fresh fruit. And then it helps with your better time management, better sleep, because you know what's going to happen the next day. You're prepared for that. Happier and make time for fun. And that's what you got to do, not just sitting at that desk. You need to have some fun and some of the great conversations. And less stress means you'll be healthier. Stress can kill you. Heart attacks, remember, and anxiety and all those different things. So hours needed, 875. So with your schedule, you can work that out and plan that out. Oops. So subjects needs, it's real quick. And we talk about this in brief: reading, language arts, mathematics, social studies, science, health. I'm not going to go into the details. We did that already the other day, yesterday. Just seems like it was, can't believe it was just yesterday. So much is going on in my life right now. It's like, what? I'm not used to so much. Other classes and time needs. Don't forget about the arts. If you want to do different arts and nature, all those fun things. Music lessons, guitar, piano, and just some fun time, maybe game time, social time, going with other on field trips or going with other homeschool groups. Play to learn time, and that should be all the time. Well, not maybe quite all the time. Depends on the age of the children too. Some downtime, because sometimes you just need that. Sometimes maybe just taking a day off and relaxing and then going on a field trip is just what the doctor ordered. or the homeschool mom ordered, right? And your own me time. We need to make sure we get some of that in there too, right? Okay, you know what? We need to take a drink already. Whew, it's hot out there. Ooh, I know. And then I'm drinking hot coffee, really. But that's okay. I love it hot. Mm. Ah, so good. So take a drink and ooh, remember the rolling of the shoulders and scrunching your face up. There we go. Get that all out. Plan and let some things go. Plan some and let some things go, right? Look at your text and see how many chapters there are in your textbook. And then plan out for that, for how many weeks you're going to have in your homeschool in the more traditional school year, from usually around Labor Day week till May or June, depending on how much you want to go. And then kind of look at it in the beginning, index all the different, how many units and how many lessons and how many days you might have science or math or whatever text it might be for. You can have it 3 days a week, 4 days a week, 5 days a week. I would not recommend most doing 5. Maybe a subject like I did with my son, I did 5 for math, but if he got ahead of it or different things, we did 4. But most of the time we did 4 max, 2 to 4. So, but you can figure it out. You can always finish it in the summertime. And also another thing, if you finish one thing early, because they're like really good in one, and they finish one early because it's quicker for them, whatever it might be, guess what? You can add in and then give some extra time for that math or for that science work or whatever it might be that you're looking to finish and do things like that. So I did that kind of thing too. And do you really need to test? I mean, that's up to you. And some requirements you do need to test and have different tests. Usually those are not the tests for the in the textbooks. There's the assessment tests that you have to take yearly and some homeschool requirements in different states. So you have to see about that. But these might then help them and prep for that and getting them ready for that test taking kind of thing. So that's something that you might want to think about. I didn't do the testing. I was in Wisconsin, and I am still in Wisconsin, and we didn't have to do that, thank goodness. So I didn't test. My sister, as I said, she did the testing. She did the homework and the testing. I just did the homework. And do you really need to do every question? With math, what I did is every other question. Now, if he didn't do well, got lower than a B when I graded it, then he had to then redo it and then had to do every question until he got a B again. And then he could start doing every other. So you could do something like that with, I did that. That was easy with math, the science. So those kind of things you could do that with, depending. And just pick and choose what textbooks you need and you want. I didn't do that many. I did science and math. I think are the only textbooks that I really ever did. And then the rest, I just did some classes. I made up my own classes. If you want some of my classes, just tell me below and say what classes. I have some film and some language arts. I did all the language arts and reading with him. I didn't do any. I did one Christopher something, I can't remember, which was vocabulary and sentence structure and those kind of things just to get him going for the first year in 5th grade. And then that was it. Then he did in-person classes and some online classes with language arts. So you can pick and choose. I just highly recommend that you do a really specific one for math. That way, usually a textbook or things like that, or the Khan Academy, and it goes through all the different things for the for your child and all, because it's really needs to be sequential for them. I do highly recommend that. And then lunch and dinner times and have fun discussions, especially and breakfast to get them going, what they're going to do that day. If it's a special day of fun, or is it gonna be more of a more traditional day, or what is it? Or is there something special that came in planned? So now the time for homeschooling and your school year. So you pick the days, nights, weekends, summer, all year, or any mix to get the 875 hours for in Wisconsin. If you're somewhere else, it might be a little bit more. It might be, I don't know of any, I think those might be some that were slightly less than that, but there was a few that were more. Kind of surprised me that there was some variances of the amount of hours you need. But you can use a summer. You can do weekends, nights, days. You can split up your day depending on what you need for yourself as well. So different things like that. And just because you're not with them teaching and they're doing their you know, textbook work for a while, guess what? That still counted, those kind of things. So you can figure that out and what you want to start. I would just be pretty consistent with it. So your daily schedule or routine is pretty much kind of the same thing that way. There are so many ways to do a homeschool schedule, and none of them are wrong. It just depends on what you need. If you work from home, if you don't work from home, and some, like if you have 5 or more children, I'm not sure how you could work from home, but maybe you do. So that's okay. And you kind of have to work that out, maybe have, you know, grandparents. I know of a couple now that have some grandparents helping them out, and I did have my mom help out for a while there, so you can have those different things going on. You can go to all different kinds of things. Uh, so just figuring that out for you. Oops. So, schedules, they can be daily and weekly, math, science. So you need your schedules daily and weekly. So you can have Mondays and Tuesdays and Wednesdays, all different. I would always have the same start time, and then you could have different end times, but it's very important to have a very good beginning time for them. So it's very consistent. Oh, excuse me. And so then you have different subjects, math, science, and then reading, all that. And then different activities that your homeschool groups, lessons, if you do music or dance or even the sports. Different things like that, so plan those in, and just different family activities, maybe games, things like that. Planning in those holiday times, do you wanna just take off a week or 2 for Christmas like a traditional schedule, or do you wanna take the whole month of December off? Or half of December, part of January, and go a little bit longer, or go through the summer? All those different things. And what other holidays? There's Easter and spring break and things like that. Are you gonna take off for those or have maybe partial days? And just things like that. So all those different things you have to take into consideration what you're going to do. Your schedule, your lessons, the curriculum, the textbooks and the activities, all those things together. Your meals, you can plan those in. And that can be your conversation time, kind of like almost like a mini group time with eating. And you can talk about the healthy food, and you can also talk about what's happening, what they did, what they're going to do, all those exciting things. You can use chores, doing those dishes, helping set the table, helping to cook the meals, and planning and prepping, and then just planning with a different weather, maybe having to shovel, things like that. Start with writing it all down. So write those things down. And I have in the guide, I have different things, write down lessons and subjects you're going to do, and extra ones. And what kind of things are you going to do for them? Are you going to do a whole bunch of activities? Are you going to do a textbook kind of thing for that? Are you going to do online stuff, YouTube videos, extra ones with the arts, music? Are you going to do lessons? And then you got to plan in, and guess what? That driving time. Or are you going to do online lessons? There's several ones now. They're doing a lot of online stuff now with even with music. So those different things. Are you going to do classes, art classes, or other people's classes, or whatever, or your own classes? I did a lot of my own classes as well. I made up different ones. And the length and all those different things. Is it going to be an hour? Is it going to be half an hour? What is it all going to be? And kind of write those things down. Get that going for you. I know it's kind of the boring part. in one sense, a schedule because, writing it all down and but you need that visualization usually, or maybe you just need more auditory and talking while you write it, because I do that a lot of times too for myself. So I think I need that a little bit is okay, I talk it through. Like when I talk on the phone sometimes when I've been talking to with my mom's stuff going on right now, and I'm like, okay, I'm talking through that. Well, I don't know all that. I said, I know, but I need to talk it out so I don't forget. And so I need to talk it out. So I am a little bit auditory and kind of thinking it through, not just inside, but bringing it outside, and helps me to remember too. So how that all works for you. Um, and just figuring out, how much vacation time you want during the summer. Are you going to use the summer and then vacation time? Are you going to use some of that vacation time as learning time? We went to Washington, D.C., and we used that as some learning time. We went to the different museums and things, and he had to write down some notes. So we kind of used it a little bit as kind of an extended field trip. And those darn textbooks. Now, usually, depending on the age of the children, you have more or less. I had more textbooks when he was in high school, though he did some kind of textbooks, but they were online. So I didn't have to buy them. The Switch on Schoolhouse and the Khan Academy, which then was all online, so I didn't have to worry about an actual textbook that way. So just different things. He did a lot of more in-person stuff and volunteering. So, and lessons and classes. So all those different things. So just figuring out your year, your basics. Because usually you're going to do most things all year long. Those textbooks are usually a year long, right? I mean, those kind of things. Classes, it might be semester to semester, and you can add them or not. Maybe they didn't like them. Maybe you didn't think it was worth it. Whatever there might be, so they might drop it for the spring semester, or maybe even add a different one in. So then you have to rearrange the schedule a little bit because the timings aren't quite the same. So you got to start with your school start and end time. And summertime usage, are you going to use some of it or not for finishing up? I always did the school year, not necessarily to get more hours, but for him to finish his math and certain subjects that he needed help with. It's usually math and the foreign language. So those kind of things. So he always got one subject that he had to work on that was a little bit harder that, he necessarily didn't like. Like he liked the foreign language kind of, but it was mainly math. Then he got to pick a fun subject that he liked. So he did that with language arts a lot. He did the reading and writing, and he also got to do art, but I didn't let him pick art as his alternate subject, but he could do art. And we actually had special our art teacher come in, and I paid her extra to do some art with my son during the summertime. Between junior and senior year, because he was going to go to the Peck School of Arts to get him feeling more confident, even in his arts, to be with college students. And then also his senior year to his freshman year of college. So the holidays again. And then how many weeks in your school year? So kind of plan that out. So then going through, all right, September 4, October usually 4, November probably 3, because of Thanksgiving, things like that. Christmas, December, maybe 2 or 3. Usually you at least have Christmas week off, usually, those kind of things. So then you just kind of go through it all and plan that year out. Then you can go through that units and see, okay, well, he's got this many units. You have these many weeks of school. So how many lessons does he need to do a day? How many lessons does he need to do that week? Those kind of things. And then, fitting in then those classes first, the ones that are set times, you got to put those in first, right? There are certain classes, certain times, and lessons that are certain times. Got to fit those in first, and then you can add in the things like textbook time. Well, they can do that anytime because they have that at home. And even like CD lessons like Switch on Schoolhouse I had, he could do that at any time. So then you fit those in when you're not out and about, or he has not like an online specific class he has to take. And he did that with Curriculum Click, but they're not in business anymore. It's kind of sad. I'm not sure what happened, but he loved it. He did language arts with them and a couple other fun classes. So textbooks. Look up the number of chapters. We talked about that already. Just kind of making sure that you're getting this all then write that down. How long will it take? So do you think, you know, and at first you may not know, is it going to be an hour? Does it need to be 2 hours? You know, is, are they really good in math? So it'll be like quick, a half an hour. Um, so you might need to start with an hour and then you realize it can be less. And so next semester you can make it less, but you can just then add in science or let them have that free time and have a little flex time for your child to relax and maybe just do some reading or some arts or something fun that they like to do. And then can you finish in the summer and all that we talked about and the lessons, how many weeks and length and time. And don't forget to include the travel time, especially for your lessons and classes if they're out and about, not online, because you got to remember that. And we do all that. And then you got to start putting out all into your schedule. So that means putting all those first specific time framed ones in. So what time are you going to start? And then those kind of things. And breakfast time, don't forget to add your breakfast time in there and your lunch time in there. They can be flex, but your breakfast time should always be the same time, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. We got up more at 9 o'clock. We were, it started probably 9:30, 10-ish for the homeschool. So depending how you want to do it, you can be the early birds, you can be the late birds and go until later, or have a longer school year and have, it shorter days, 4 or 5 hours. So those kind of things. So first put all those specific times that you in your schedule. And then you can fill it in with the subjects. I'd say usually at least start with, especially in the beginning, at least 1 hour for each that way. But if you want to do let's say math only Mondays and Wednesdays. So you might want to do 2 hours for each one. So then they can do 2 to 3 lessons each time. And then they can do science. So they can have like a longer time for each one. So they can complete more together. Or you can do the more traditional hour here, hour there, and have it all the same every day, except for the specific classes. Probably it might be slightly different because a lot of those classes are usually once a week, usually. And like your homeschool group is usually once a week, sometimes even once a month, depending. So, and you can do the traditional schedule, which is hourly or weekly with 1 or 2 subjects a day, and then you can have a field trip day, homeschool group time, those kind of things. So you can have, my sister did gym time, and then that was the same day as the homeschool time. So then they kind of did all their out and about things all in one day. Because the homeschool had some different classes, which was my homeschool group. So those kind of things. And then pick up pick up your subjects for each other day that way. And here's a sample. So math, language arts. This is one I think is real similar to what I did with my son. So we started more at 9 o'clock. And we did an hour and a half math, health gym. So he did, outside exercise, helped with different things around the house. Sometimes we would do grocery shopping and health and talked about things like that. Those kind of things, science experiment, because that's all we did for science for the first 3 years or 4 years, 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. And then he started doing for high school. He did the switch on schoolhouse. He did more regimented science. And it was fine. He was good with it. I mean, he had no problem. He got B's and A's in all the homework and things like that. So no problem, because we learned different vocabulary words with the experiments and different things and YouTube. So it was fine. So you can do something as simple as that, and you can use cooking and all those different things. So that way. So Fridays were kind of a more lighter, fun day. Thursdays were lunch and health, social studies, and just we had 2:30 to 3 finished stuff. So we had a shorter day still too. So 9 to 3-ish. And sometimes he had to stay a little bit, do his work a little bit longer if he needed to, so you can have something like that so the day can be longer if you need to finish something or add to it, different things. And you can do like just kind of slot 1, 2, 3 where they can pick it, what they're going to do. And then you can have all the subjects up here, and they just have to plug them all in and make sure they get them all done. And you can check their work and see what they're doing. And you may need to have to block out some times because guess what? They have specific classes to go. So, slot 2, well, that'll be his time that he has to go to this class or be online for this class, those kind of things. So you can do a checklist kind of thing. And I got a schedules thing, so I have different schedules, several different ones to choose from, and you can use those if you want to as well. A document, and I'll put out there. And then for your everyday, you got to think of sometimes their activity levels. Sometimes they're going to be more active and more. So you want them to be the ones that maybe they're doing their more active things in the morning, and then later on, they can do more of that textbook stuff and sitting. But then sometimes you may not want to. So it depends on your children, but you still need to think of that kind of what are their mood and their active level. What do they need to be doing at that time? And that may be what you might change not your schedule necessarily, but what they're doing different times. Easy to hard for their concentration level. And their activity level, especially if you have the younger ones and they're more active. So you have to do things like that, making sure that you're having more activities and things like that and hands-on activities so they can do it in outside time when you can, because, weather and things happen. So morning usually is high, medium, low. Afternoons, I usually start kind of low. But then kind of medium getting up there and it's like gearing up to high. It's like, okay, end of the day, kind of fun and like, oh, almost done. So those kind of things, and high, you want to do gym and exercise outside, walks, different activities, things like that. Medium is more the arts and science, experiments, those kind of mediums, more activity kind of things. Low is like the reading and writing, the math and homework time, those kind of things for activity levels. So just kind of be thinking about that when you're doing your schedule sometimes too in the beginning when you can. You can't always because you'll have to block sometimes out for those classes if you pick and those lessons. And even those, if you do some lessons that are gym time in that, you can try to plan it first thing in the morning and get out and do those kind of things and have some fun out and then come back home and do some medium and get them into some activities for a little bit before they get into their, textbook kind of work. So, and don't make it hard on yourself. Just maybe start your homeschool day as whatever time you would get up now, and you might want to, like my sister does. My other sister, she gets up extra early before she goes to work and she sits and relaxes for over an hour. That's not me. I get up and I go. If I can sleep in, I do. So that's me. But she's an early bird. She's like, okay, I got to get up and she needs her me time and her quiet time. And then she's like, okay, now I can start breakfast and they can go and then we can eat a breakfast together, those kind of things. So just do what works for you and your family already, where you're at. Especially now that you're in the summer, where are you at? I mean, the only thing is you may want to start a little bit earlier. That's why, in the summertime when you normally do this, if this is your first year going into homeschooling, it's a little bit different, but start a little bit the next summer. Don't let them sleep in that long. Let them maybe half an hour, but they can do different fun activities. So you can still have that schedule a little bit, that routine of getting up at 9 o'clock or 8 o'clock or whatever it might be. But then they can, they do have their breakfast time still with you and talking, and then they can have more fun, different activities depending on what you do for your summer. So you still have that morning routine going for you and some activities for them. And they might be fun classes. They might be the arts, a lot more arts, a lot more playground activities or different things like that. So start with what you know already. Get your children's input and try out your schedule. So talk to them about it. Especially a little bit older children, talk to them and see what they like. How did I do? This is what I thought. This is what we have to do, and let them know that some of they have to do math, they have to do science, they have to do these certain things. But look at what other fun stuff. And what other fun stuff would you want to do? Maybe ask their input and get their ideas. And maybe you can add that and kind of, do the schedule up a little bit different. So on that note, let's share. So post questions below so far. I'm looking to see. I haven't looked. Okay. Do that. And I'm going to have a little drink while. And take a breather. Oops. I got to open it up. Mm. So don't forget to post your questions. Even as we're going, post your questions. Post your questions. Thoughts, ideas, your ahas. Oh my God. I didn't think of that. I don't see what time it is. Let's see. Why is it not saying? Okay, I got 15 minutes. I think I'm doing pretty good. Okay. Let's see. So even more of the conversations, consistency, and flexibility. So we got that to go yet. So listen to your children. That's why I just started talking about it. Now have a family discussion. Have a couple now with them. You have your vision. Talk about that with them. What would they like to see in their homeschool this year? Or if it's new to them, give them some ideas with what you think is going to happen or what you would love to see happen. And how are you going to help facilitate the homeschooling and their learning and how that's going to look for their family. So share your ideas and ask questions and listen to their ideas and see what they think. They think it's great. They think, what do they think? And then you can maybe adjust the schedule and say, make them feel a part of it. Well, maybe we can add that in. We can have Lego time. We can have a game time, or we can have different things like that. And now revise your schedule with that in mind a little bit. So listen to your children, get those ideas and share yours and revise it. We just said that. Just a little review. Now, consistency, we talked about kind of already with your schedules from summer to fall to spring to summer again. And all around, right? So it helps with transitions to other schedules. So keeping that morning routine is so key to that structure and that getting there. So it's not so hard when the actual homeschooling time starts, when you have a little bit more work, even though you have kind of some fun stuff in there and fun work, hopefully, and fun learning and activities with them, like those science experiments. And not that you can't do some of that during the summer too. And they can maybe choose more of their own, right? Things like that. And maybe even during the school, you can have them to do their own. I did with my son all the time. He could go online and pick whatever he wanted, as long as we could get the stuff reasonably that way, things like that. And we went to the science surplus store a lot. We went to the library a lot. So that can be something that you do. And our homeschool group that we did weekly on Thursdays was right by the library. So they went over there a lot by themselves. I mean, he was in high school then, so he could go off by himself. And it was just right across the street. I did that for a while. And they even went to the Beans and Barley. We went to Whole Foods sometimes. It was right there. So it was a great little day for them and some fun social stuff and also classes. We had classes then too. And just kind of, some limits and boundaries of what they can do and when and going in and out in their classes and getting that done. They have to sit and do this lesson in math time at this time. And then if they get done early, then they can, maybe have some free time. So you can give some motivational kind of things too along the way, right? And that can start helping. I mean, homeschooling helps a lot with that discipline and self-control because you're giving more to them to do. In the beginning, you need to help them a lot more, but then as it comes and they learn that if they do really well and they get their work done, and then they can have some control over them doing it as well as then now, oh, I can have some free time. I can plan this. I can actually pick my experiment. I can actually pick some activities. I can actually, you know, do some of these things. And before you know it, they're planning their homeschooling. My son, by high school, was planning his pretty much. I mean, I oversaw it, making sure that he had all the topics and things. But he wanted, picked volunteer. He picked going to UWM childcare, not childcare, UWM Peck School of the Arts, the classes he wanted there, and some online classes he knew about. So he did a lot of it, and we put it together, and we made it work. So they'll get to that point, and they'll be like, "Oh, this is such a breeze. I'm so glad." And that's why a lot of colleges look for homeschoolers and like them, because they know that they're self-disciplined and they are self-motivated, because we do that. We give them that intrinsic stuff. We help them and teach them to get motivated and be a part of their learning process, and trust, and give them, we have expectations, and then they can follow through on that. And then guess what? Then they start having their own expectations for what they want to do and what they want to do next, and then what they want to go to school for and college and all that stuff. Consistency in the schedule, your start and end times. And the end time can be a little bit more flex that way. The days similar, so you can have Monday, Wednesday days, or you can have every Monday the same, every Tuesday the same, if you want to do it that way. The younger the children, you might want to have a little bit more consistency throughout the days and not do it so much different every day. And post it and share it. And you can post your homeschool phrase with it too. And just post and discuss and revise it as needed, and talk about it and say, oh, well, we're going to try this out. And then if we need to, we can add some different things in it and add some more Lego time in. We can add some more of this time in it, whatever it might be. And then flexibility, we need that, right? Flexibility, what? So did you schedule that in? I mean, I did. Fridays were a very half day. So make sure you have, all that things in there that you need. And so you may need to go into the summer a little bit and have a couple subjects during the summer. And that's okay, one or two. You want to keep some of that consistency anyways. So you can have it a little bit lighter and have one or two subjects during the summer rather than all of them, but one or two, and try to make it one fun one at least, or one funner one for them that they like. That way. So you can plan some flexibility in there. I mean, we had the homeschool day, which had some of his curriculum in there anyways. And then we had Fridays, which were always flex. And there was their field trip days and things like that. Thursdays were, sometimes we even added field trips on Tuesdays and things like that. So you added those flexibility times in there. And that's why we did shorter days that way. So then in the afternoons, we could use for different things too, and appointments and all those different things that come up. Because you need it for when your child is sick, doctor's appointments, all that. So you can do those different things. Or an extra trip to the grocery store because, they were extra hungry that week and they're going through this huge growing spurt, things like that. But you can actually add that in as part of your curriculum in your day and talk about health and nutrition and things like that. So that can be counted towards the hours. A lot of those flex times still can be counted towards the hours. Even doctor's appointments, you're talking about going to the doctor and their health and all those different things. Count it. And you can count it in. And do's and don'ts with a flexible schedule with extra time slots. You plan for it and relax. And it's going to be workout. If you have to go a little bit extra during this summer, it's okay. So those conversations, consistency, and flexibility, your biggest concerns and your ideas, what are they? What's your biggest concern right now with your schedule or conversations? Is it consistency? Do you think you can keep that consistency within your schedule for your children and for yourself? Things like that. And you might need to flex your schedules. You may need to do a different schedule for one child compared to the other, so you can one subject with math because they can do it by themselves, but this child needs help with math. So you might need to flip-flop math with that person while you're doing math with the other child. So you can help that child with their math, those different kinds of things. And you can do with the homeschool group too. You can do some tutoring and things like that. So homeschool vision, take a minute and breathe it in. Do you feel it? You have all these activities down and the lessons and all those different fun things that you're going to be doing, adding Lego time, game times. Because the games, they can be part of your curriculum. It can be games on math, on science, and thinking skills, all those different things. Breathe it in. And outside nature and herbs. And smelling it all in. So use your vision and what you saw, what you were doing, and how you were feeling, and your vision word as you're planning now and looking at it more and more and more and more and thinking, oh my gosh, did I add enough of this then? Did I add enough of that? Because you can have more arts. You don't need to have everything. In Wisconsin, and most of them, you can do any amount in any subject. You need to have their subjects, whatever they require. But you can add religion arts, and all those hours still count. Your religious hours and your arts hours, and those different hours that you use for different things, or even sports, can be used, guess what? For those ultimate all hours that you need for your homeschool, for the regulations. So you can use a lot of those different hours and the chores and things you do, because shoveling, oh, definitely physical ed. There you go. So don't worry and use it and have fun with it, because it should be fun for you as well as your children. So now review it all, your vision, your curriculum choices, kind of go through it. I have some documents on that. Your daily schedule, kind of start thinking about that, writing those down. All right, I'm going to go, where am I going to go? Okay, I'm going to switch and go through the guide real quick a little bit and add it to the stream. Go back, here we go. What? All right, I'm going to go to day 3, oops. I don't know if there's a way you can have it set. I'll have to look into that so I can have it set. There, day 3. So your daily hours for each day. If it's different Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or every day is going to be the same. That's up to you. All your required subjects, what subjects, and even then added activities and subjects. What are you going to do? And what are some classes and lessons you want to do? Art classes. I'm going to talk about those in a few minutes. Your daily hours for each day. So if they're going to change or not. And then all your required subjects. Did I switch this? Or did I do 2 pages of the same? I think I did. There we go. I think I didn't click it. Textbooks numbers. So going through the textbook numbers, as I said, so you can know how many weeks you need roughly for that. For those textbooks that you have. And the classes, including the hours and things like that. And music and lessons and the field trips. Just write down a few field trips you want to do. So 1 a month, things like that. Do you have a membership somewhere so you can use that? And does Discovery World for you, or a science museum, or the regular museum, or different things have homeschool days? So you can check them out and you can have a homeschool day and field trip with that. Those kind of things. And then any daily specials that you might have. You put them out there, notes. And then just write down your daily schedule and any special notes. Here's one. And I do have a document as well with several different kinds. And I got a couple pages of that. And what do you need to keep? So what's your next steps? What do you need to keep from last year to this year? Or if it's all new this year, You don't keep anything. You're just gonna maybe keep your time you get up every morning the same. What do you need to change? Do you do a morning breakfast or you don't normally do a morning breakfast, but you really should do a morning breakfast? What do you need to change? Or what time? Is there something you need to get? You still need to get those curriculum books. You still need to plan those lessons and pay for that or get this or do that. Figuring out the homeschool group that you're going to go to, what day it is. And keep looking. Is it looking like your vision? Are you seeing it as your vision? And then later on in a few weeks, in a month, or so after you started, what's working for you? What's not working? Is there something that you might want to change? Now, as I said, you want to give it a little bit of time. So I'd give it at least a month, maybe more, and then you can have a discussion. I don't know if this is kind of working. This isn't working for me. I don't see it working. What do you think? And talk to them or talk to your significant other and how it can work better and what to keep and what to toss, what to improve, what to change. Is there anything just to replace? So those kind of things. Oops. So I go through all those different things. Remove. I want to go through this. Oops. Go that again. What? Okay, let's see. Does it feel right? Homeschool review. What it worked, what didn't, what to keep, what to toss, what to replace. And you're keeping to your vision. And the questions, your thoughts, any questions, what's your ahas? What did you like? So your next thing is just doing the guide and writing it down, what you need to get, what you should add, what you should take away, your activities, all those different things to get your schedule working. And then keeping it to your vision and your homeschool style and your curriculum and activities and schedule and putting it all together. And just review the full guide again. Go through it a few times. Add to it. Change it. Update it. Put down your emojis. What did you like? Hopefully you liked it lots. Thumbs ups. Things like that. Now for a promotion and all that kind of fun stuff real quick. Hopefully I have enough time. Let's see. Oh, I started a little bit late, so we can go a little bit after 7. So book a call with me. That's your next step. So book a call. I can help you walk through it more, talk about the different curriculums and things. Don't forget to add and look at the different things in the guides area that there is. The slide will be there, and I'm going to have this document on different schedules. So you'll have a check mark one, a traditional one, and I think there's a couple others in there. And if you want, I can work with you with that to have a more individualized, different schedule. If those aren't you're thinking of something else, we can kind of work that out. And you might want to have a couple different ones depending on how many children you have and their ages. So you can book a call with me and get that done. And September 5th, we're going to stay right here and we're going to start that, guess what, our membership. And then it's going to start being paid though in January because we're going to be adding more things and different things. We're going to have already starting this fall, September 5th. I got to do the right. We're going to have discounted classes. We're going to have free Kids Corner program, a book club, and one-on-one consulting discounted with me. So you can do that. And doubly discounted if you post below the live. And so the classes will offer as Brain Up by Rebecca, Language Arts with Nicole, and Kids Corner, going to be Nicole and me, and I think maybe Stephanie, and the book club for a little bit older children. So Rebecca's, and we're going to do some lives coming up with Rebecca and with Nicole to let you know and ask questions about their classes. So Rebecca, age range for her classes will be 8 to 12 and 13 plus. boosting reading, writing, memory boosting, attention span, comprehension, math, and reasoning. And that attention span is important, and helps with special needs as well as regular needs, but she helps a lot with special needs children, and you'll get a discount being a group member. And Nicole's ages K5 to third grade, and then so one will be K5 to first grade and second to third grade, so it'll be 2 grades for each, and they'll all be an hour each a week, roughly, give or take. And of course, a membership discount. And these classes will be focused on reading skills, comprehension, sentence structure, and other writing skills as well. So all those writing skills to help your children get started. And the Kids Corner will be for pre-K to about first grade, each once a month for 30 minutes, roughly. One art class by Nicole, and then one reading by me, story time kind of thing. Those will be free, part of the group, part of the membership. A book club once a month, about 45 minutes for ages 12 years and up. Studying session to choose first book for the book list, from a book list. So, and that'll be free. So, if you want that reading time, there it is. You don't have to worry about any more reading time. That's it. If you want for that age group, depending where they're at. And you get one-on-one consulting with me. Once a month, 45 minutes, or twice a month for 30 minutes, both for 3 months. So if you want to do that, let me know. And you get a doubly discount if you choose to post below, because you can have either just one free one, or you can have it doubly discounted if you want. And I'll even let you start with one. And then if you like it so much you want to continue, I'll give you that doubly discount that way. So we'll work that out for you. So you can do the one-time free, as I said. So I kind of said that already. And the question is not only how do you get there, but how do you stay there? So maybe you have this started, maybe you have this all in your head, but how do you get to stay there and keep it going? Well, option 1, waste tons of time and effort and frustration, or choose having some quality time with me. I can help with behavior issues. I can help with all different kinds of things, day-to-day kind of things, your schedule, curriculum, activities, any questions, I can help you work through it. So you can choose to do whichever way. One's going to be more frustrating. I wish I had the help, but maybe you could get enough help with the different homeschool groups and things like that. So it's up to you. So you can think about it. But if nothing else, you get one free call just to get you going, get this all planned. You may have it all over and notes all over, and now it's like, okay, I need to kind of get it more organized. And I can help you do that because I'm a planner. I am definitely a planner. So I can help you get there and write it all down for you and send it over to you in a document once we do it all together for what you want and what you need. So end of the day, just go over your accomplishments, kind of like a checklist. What did I do that day? And feel accomplished and feeling that vision inside of you. And like, oh my goodness, I did do it. We are doing it. It may be slow at first, but you're doing it. So there you go. You're doing it and you can do it. You can get that vision and what you like. And it can be wonderful. So don't forget to scrunch up your face, do your eyebrows, and breathe in and out. And remember your vision word. Think about your vision. And maybe do that every morning for a while and get you there going and thinking. So I hope this helped. Book a call with me. Tell me your aha moments, all those kind of great things. And I hope to hear from you soon. Just DM me, let me know. And don't forget to look in the guide. And this PowerPoint will be there. You can keep watching this over and over again. I don't know if you want to do quite that, but you can watch it over again. And I will see you in the group. And next time, I think I'm going to be working on next month about how to set up your homeschool at home which would be a lot of great different ideas because everyone's home is different and fun and ages. So I think I might do something with that. So, and if you have other ideas, let me know. I'm always great with ideas, either here or DM me, all that great stuff. Oh, I forgot I can't sign out this way. I have to go this way. So you have a great one, and I will see you on the other side. Bye.